Hello, and welcome to Yumi and Design. So if you're new here, this is a podcast where we talk about a different design topic every week, which is basically the thing that we're obsessed with.
Him.
You are as well.
I mean, I have to be.
You have to be.
Basically just ends us rambling about something.
Different things. But we normally do it all over a cocktail. We make a different cocktail each week, which you're responsible for. But at the moment, we're having to have coffee because I have recently had surgery and can't drink. So in the future, it will just be a cocktail. And we decided to start sharing the podcast episodes on YouTube as well, because we had quite a lot of messages of people saying they'd like the visual, or if they're listening to it kind of whilst cooking and stuff, it's nice to kind of look back and see the emotions as well.
The raw emotions of homeware.
Emotions of slagging off different homeware trends, basically. But yeah, we're going to jump into it now. And this week we're talking, well, you'll see what we're talking about. I was going to spoil it, but I won't.
You'll have seen by the title, I'm sure.
Seen, yeah. Hello, cheers.
My coffee was very full. I've had to drink a lot of it first.
Yeah, I've had to.
Toby has made a good coffee this week. His coffee art is getting better.
It is getting much better. If you've been here for a while, you will know how much I've struggled with coffee art over the years.
Yes, but you're definitely getting better.
Yeah, definitely.
I had like what looked like a heart this morning.
Yeah, it was unintentional. I think it was the milk consistency I got right.
A bit thicker.
No, a bit thinner, I think. Like less frothy, more creamy.
Interesting.
Creamy. I feel like creamy
milk in my coffee.
Truly creamy. Sounds like such a dodgy phrase. It's like on Bake Off and stuff. I find it so funny.
Yeah, watching all the like innuendos.
Yeah. Like Nigella.
Yeah. Oh my god, do you know what I used to love? I don't know if you will have ever seen this. I think it was called Innuendo Bingo.
Oh yeah.
On Radio 1, where they used to spit on each other. They'd like put water in their mouth.
Oh yeah.
And then if they laughed, they would obviously end up spitting on the other person.
Yeah.
I think that was pre-COVID. And
should we play that with coffee?
That would be fun.
That'd be fun. A little burn mark to start off the podcast.
I think COVID ruined that one for us.
Yeah, probably. God, COVID ruined.
A bit unhygienic to spit on people.
Much. I find it really funny as well because I know COVID was a really different experience for a lot of people, and obviously so sad, but some people don't even say the word.
It's like Voldemort.
People,
they're like, he who must not be named.
They're like, this, you know when we went through C word? And I'm like, what? C word?
They're like, is it cancer, COVID?
Yeah, I always do think cancer.
Yeah, because everyone always used to call cancer the C word.
Yeah. I think you can't be scared of a word. It was obviously horrendous what happened. But
he's going to try and kill you whether you say his name or not. That was the worst impression ever.
I don't know what accent that was.
How would she say that?
Who are you trying to be, the minister?
McGonagall.
Oh.
His name is
I've
Voldemort.
always wanted to do that.
I can't do it.
Where is she from? Scottish?
She's Scottish, but she's like...
She's not,
she's like
though.
a different type of Scottish. She's not like Scottish.
She's quite posh Scottish.
Yeah.
Poshish. Funny. Anyway, we have had quite a busy week really getting back into things. It's actually been a few, even though you'll be watching or listening to this kind of the week, the week after we film it. No, sorry, the week after the last episode.
Oh, yeah.
We actually recorded the last episode about a month ago, pre-surgery. Yeah. So I've basically been having a lot of downtime over the last 3-4 weeks.
Yeah. Which has been nice, I think.
Yeah, it has been
you
really
have needed
nice
to have a forced break.
Yeah, for sure.
Toby is non-stop working or thinking.
Yeah,
which is like work. You're thinking all the time. No, but like thinking about things that are like stressful in your mind.
Yeah.
So I think having like forced break was actually really good. Like we had 2 weeks, you had 2 weeks where you had to stay in bed.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably did about a week.
Yeah, but I mean, that was still great. Just watching TV, watching films. I mean, still thinking. But I did get quite inspired by a lot of the design from some of the films, actually. Like,
yeah, you always say that.
Yeah, we watched Home Again, which... For anyone who hasn't seen it, go and watch it.
Yeah, I don't think we'd ever seen it.
I've never seen it.
Or maybe we'd seen it, but not really like watched it. You know, when it's just on in the background. I feel like I must have seen it because I've seen the photo of it so much.
Same, but I think I just thought I'd seen it.
Maybe just never really appealed, but it was very good.
So good. A really good, like, light rom-com, basically about a single or, like, divorcing mother who lives in Los Angeles or California.
Yeah.
And she has like 3 aspiring filmmakers move in with her as like lodgers, and help kind of like raise her kids in a way, and
it was really good.
It's just a really nice story, but it's directed by Hallie Shires Mayer. Is that her name? Hallie Mayers Shire? Other way? No, Shires Mayer? I'm not sure.
Mayers, wouldn't it be? Was it Nancy Mayer?
Nancy Mayers.
Right.
Shire Mayers, I think it is. But
right.
Who is Nancy Mayers? Is it Mayers or Myers? Mayers.
It's Mayers, but I was saying, is it Mayers or Mayer? Because you were saying Shire's Mayer.
Sorry, Shire's Mayers. Shire's Mayers. Sounds like an ancient stone or something.
Did Nancy Mayers not have anything to do with that film?
She did. I think she produced it, which, see, that's the bugs behind it. But
also the sets were just so
it was
Nancy
so
Mayers.
Yeah, and I think it also got me really excited for her, so Nancy Mayer's daughter's career.
Yeah.
Because she's got a film coming out soon with Mila Kunis and and again similar sort of vibe. I think it's like a rom-com and it's coming out this year, and I'm guessing the sets will be great. The story will be light, the score will be good, which
that's all you want from those kind of films.
I find so much inspo from those films. I actually saw a thing on Facebook yesterday. I'm like turning into such a mum. I saw a thing on Facebook and it was like, you can only save 3 of these films.
I love those. I love and hate those.
I love them, and I don't know why, because it's like, I know that they're doing it just to like reel you into comment, and I don't comment, but I just love playing.
Spend just being like, oh, but would I get?
There were like
one?
30, and some it was like,
that's hard.
yeah, and it was like Mean Girls, 13 Going on 30, The Holiday. It's
that's
complicated.
Such a weird mix.
It Clueless. It was like a random mix of like teen.
You'd have to pick one of each genre.
Yeah, I know. I did do that in my head. I think I went for Devil Wears Prada.
Good one.
The Holiday. And what else did I go for? I can't even remember. I think I actually broke the rules and I chose 5.
You were like, I'm just keeping all of these.
I was looking in the comments and people were choosing 5 and being like, no, can't choose 3. So I was like, I'll do the same. But yeah, we watched that. What else has been going on?
We've actually had so many updates in the house since,
so many,
because it's been about a week since you were like not back to normal, but you could actually start doing stuff again. And God, in that week we've done a lot.
We have done a lot. We've changed.
If you're watching on YouTube, because we're filming this on YouTube right now, we're sat at our new dining table.
Yeah, which is funny, and I guess it's something we'll kind of get into. Or maybe we should do a whole episode of the podcast about like designing your home for you.
Yeah.
I think would be good. But obviously our house sale fell through recently, if you listened to last week's episode or you follow on YouTube or Instagram. And and it's kind of meant us wanting to do more things to make our home like even more perfect,
like reevaluate a bit.
Yeah, and I think the dining table was something we bought an 8-seater dining table.
Yeah, that was when our house sale fell through last time, because when we were thinking we were going to be buying a house last time. We were like, we want something a bit more social where we can like host more people. Yeah. And then when it fell through, we were like, right, how can we do that in our house? So we were like, let's get a bigger dining table that can sit like 8 to 10 people. Did we use it for more than 4 people once? No. No,
we actually, the most we had was 2 people around.
Yeah. I think maybe 5 at one. No, I don't think we actually did. It was 4.
We had like a set of friends at a time, and they were all couples.
Yeah. So in like over a year, we had only had 4 people max, including ourselves. So we were like, this is silly, because it was taking up so much space.
It
wasn't massive, but it was just silly.
Yeah, it was silly. So we decided really quickly, like, well, actually we were thinking about it for about 3 weeks. Yeah. And then we just did it and ordered a round table last week. I also want to say both of those tables were pre-loved.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yeah, we haven't been buying like new.
We haven't actually bought anything like brand new in a while, because we're trying to be a lot better with that. But yeah, the old one we had was from Vinteria, which I really recommend if you're looking for like either antiques or just like affordable, worn.
It was good.
Technically antiques, but just like 100-year-old like pauper stuff, which is almost what our dining table was. It was
like really rustic antique,
just like something that probably was in like an old cottage 100 years ago. And we rehomed that, and then we bought another one that was just an X display from a Russell brand. What's happening with Russell Brand?
I think he's cancelled now.
Yeah.
We did watch that documentary.
We watched that.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, that made me angry. Which is not what we should start.
That's not what we're here to talk about.
But yeah, so we've been making some updates in the home.
Yeah, and also like the living room is completely turned around. Honestly, I think I went upstairs to get something, came downstairs and the sofa had moved, and Toby's not meant to be lifting anything. So
yeah,
I had to start moving everything around. So that's all changed.
Yeah.
And we've just been carrying on with our decluttering, which has been so good, just simplifying everything.
And donating a lot to charity. Just a lot of like free things on Facebook.
I actually came home last night, didn't I? I was very excited about the house. It just looked so nice when I came home, because yesterday we actually got the table yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was the first time in a while that it had looked like
all clean,
proper,
and
like
tidy.
lived in house and all clean and tidy. It was just so nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. And what else interiors wise has been going on? I went to the antiques fair.
Oh yeah.
You really need to come with me. Mikey can never come.
I know, it's always on a Tuesday, which is when I'm working
in
my other job, and I can't cancel it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just can never come on a Tuesday, so I have to like book a day off to do it.
We're hoping that we're gonna try and take a week off in early April.
Yeah.
Around after
bank
Easter.
holidays.
Yeah, and try and take a week to like just do some nice things in England, and we'll vlog as well. So
yeah, so that would be a good one to do. I'd like to do that.
But I did pick up a few great things, but I'm so awful at haggling. Like as soon as we left, as soon as I left, I called Mikey like, God, I got some really good pieces. And he was like, oh yeah, how much are they? What did you get? And I explained it to him, and he was like, oh cool, what was the original price? And I'm like, no, that was it. That was it. And I also, which is embarrassing really, but I think just because I get quite nervous, but there was someone haggling there were two of the same thing that I was getting. It was like a rustic bench. Someone was haggling and got like 30 quid off. I went over and she said the same original price, and I was literally stood there and she knew I was, and she was like, yeah, it's 120, and I was like, thank you.
And she ended up giving you £10 off. I think she probably felt bad for you. She was like, oh,
as I got my money out, she was like, I will give you a tenner off because you've been so like polite. And I was like,
rubbish. Okay. But I'm no better.
Yeah,
I do not like haggling.
No, me either.
It's so funny in Thailand. When we went to Thailand, that's like their culture when you're shopping in like the markets and stuff. It's just you have to haggle.
Yeah.
Especially with tourists, I think they just like bump everything up by like 3 times, expecting you to haggle, because I think maybe they think it's part of the like fun of the experience. But it's really, I just don't like it. I find it really awkward trying to be like, can you sell it to me for cheaper, please? Especially when you already are happy with the price at the start. So you're like, oh, yeah, that's quite good. Yeah, and then you know that they could sell it to you for a lot less, but you're kind of like, oh, well, I'm happy to pay that. And I don't want to be like, no, come on, lower. And then you're just like, I can't be bothered.
I think my thing is I get worried about the shame of if I go too low and then they're like, say like, it's £100 and you're like, oh, 80, and they're like 90, and you're like, no, 80, and they're like, okay, fine, no.
Yeah, and
then you're like, oh, I actually would have paid 100.
Or it's like on The Apprentice where they do like bargaining tasks, and the people will be like, it's £200, and they're like, oh, I was thinking 25, and then they're really offended. Not that we would do that, but and then they're like, oh, I'm not selling it to you for that.
Exactly.
So basically, we're not hagglers.
We're definitely not hagglers.
No.
But we'll see. Maybe next time we'll try and we'll update you on...
Maybe we'll do our own little Antiques Roadshow.
Maybe. That would be fun, wouldn't it? We should actually do that. I was trying to think of a witty title then that could be about like the non-negotiables.
The non-negotiables.
Anyway, so this week we actually wanted to talk about something that's been quite like viral online.
Yes.
And every week we're obviously going to discuss a different topic. We're sorry it will go off on a tangent.
Yeah, even that was just the longest intro ever.
I know, sorry. But we wanted to talk about the like viral red theory.
Yeah.
And I know
what's it called? The unexpected red theory.
Unexpected red theory, yeah. We talk a lot about like trends and stuff, and I think a lot of people who work in the like design field talk about trends and say how you shouldn't follow them, but obviously it's so hard not to.
Yeah, but that's like any industry. You should stay true to yourself, but you have to mention trends because they're trends for a reason.
Yeah,
Like,
and also you have to adopt
fashion or like you can do your style, like follow trends with your own style, I guess.
Yeah, I know it's something we've definitely quoted on here before, but it's like in Dev Wears Prada when she's like, but that blue, that ugly
was
blue was chosen for you by the very people in this room.
It's chartreuse.
It's
or whatever it is.
Cerulean. It's exactly like that. Like you can think, you get a lot of like really cool people who are like, I don't follow trends.
But that's
I
following
just do
a trend.
what I want. But yeah, even that.
That's the I don't follow trend.
Yeah, it's being like anti-establishment.
Yeah, there's a trend. Everything is a trend.
Yeah.
Everyone is influenced by something, whatever that is. So,
even if it's like a friend in your life that's influenced you, or like there's a celebrity you admire who's really like
who's done something like really weird and cool, and then you do it and you're like, okay, well, you're following her trend.
Yeah,
his
exactly.
Trend.
Yeah, trends can be like if you're a minimalist, you're going to follow the minimalist trends rather than the like cottagecore trends
exactly.
or the
like maximalist
mid-century trend. So yeah, I think that's a good place to start on this trend.
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting about this, so for anyone who doesn't know, we'll actually play the viral red theory now. I'll insert a clip of it.
Don't you love when you do that?
Yeah.
And you sit there in silence playing it in your head, but you're like, I can just cut it in. But you still sit
for the
there.
vlog.
Oh, right.
So we're recording this for YouTube as well. So for the YouTube.
Okay, we'll put it in now.
We'll put it in now. Hopefully that was long enough.
It's not that long.
I think it's about 9 seconds. But yeah, so the idea of the trend, obviously, as you would have heard then, is you can have any colour interior. So whether it's neutral, it's green, it's blue, any colour, orange, and you can bring a pop of red and it will make your home feel more designed and better, which... Sorry, my phone keeps going off. Let me put it on silent.
Yeah,
it's actually my
mum. Popular.
My mum is looking... She's wanting help with... She wants to add some wallpaper and colour.
Why don't she... Red.
Just
paint it red.
She wants some help with her hallway and she keeps texting me about it. So I will call her after this.
What do you think, though? Do you think that's a thing? I don't think I'm good enough at interiors to know, but would you think...
What do you think as someone who maybe doesn't think so much about it?
I think... I'm not sure. I do like the colour red, but we had quite a lot of red last year. Mm-hmm. Weirdly, before that came up, I think red had already been on the rise.
Yeah.
Trend followers. And I do really like it, but then when we came into like the new year and spring vibes and wanted to kind of like declutter, I think we are both just very into like neutral calmings, and red doesn't feel like the most calming colour to me.
Yeah, I agree.
So if in this room like we don't have any colours as such, it's like earthy tones.
Yeah.
If you just put red in it, it could be quite a lot, but then I don't know, maybe it would look really good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the whole point.
I mean, I have filmed a piece of content for a brand about the red theory, which I actually really loved doing. It will probably be on Instagram by the time you watch this.
Yeah.
And I used a cushion, a throw, and a mirror.
Right.
And I put them into this room. It was kind of like some of the updates, so I filmed it last week. And honestly, it made, even just in filming that, it made such a difference. Those kind of like pops of red. Yeah. And I will bring those pieces back out again.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, when we got the table and stuff, everything to feel very like...
Yeah, and then you can kind of like restyle it.
Yeah. And it's a trend I actually really like.
Oh.
Which I have a bit of a thing against the like pop of colour.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing, is I think...
Yeah.
I find... which is really strange because I never used to have this, and I don't know if it's because of you that I developed this, but I do find our house, if anything feels out of sorts, it starts to like stress me out.
Yeah.
So I can imagine if there was like just a bright red cushion somewhere, I think my eyes would just constantly be drawn to it.
Yeah.
In a way that I was kind of like, oh, that's jarring to me. But then equally, I don't know if I care that much as long as it looks tidy.
Yeah. I also suppose it depends, like we were saying earlier, on what type of design you're actually into and you want to follow, because if you like having like very like laid back design.
Yeah.
I think tonal schemes and kind of layered textures will be better for you.
Yeah.
That is a calming room.
Yeah.
Whereas if you want something that feels very interior designed, which I think is the point of the unexpected red theory, then adding like
something a bit more like unexpected.
Something unexpected feels quite sophisticated.
Yeah, like you've made like a choice.
You've made a conscious choice to
but
be like,
so
this
does it have to
like
be
a Louboutin?
Yeah.
If someone's wearing all black, they've got like a black dress or suit, that pop of red really makes it look a lot more like sophisticated.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's necessarily good design or bad design, but it could trick someone into thinking has been like very consciously designed.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But so what I was going to ask was, do you think it needs to be like bright red for it to feel like that? Like, do you think if you put something in that was like a muted red or like burnt red or something, then it wouldn't really work as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Do you?
Yeah. So I don't think I could get on board with that because bright red is not a colour I love.
Although we do have that.
Where?
In the kitchen. We've got the Dalesford oven glove and a tea towel.
Are they bright red?
They're pretty bright red. Let me grab them.
I wouldn't think they're bright red.
Do you not?
No, I'd say they're all like dark red.
It's kind of faded now but that is pretty red.
Oh yeah, that is quite red.
Like
I think because it's got the white going through it, it doesn't feel as intense.
As red, but I suppose it's anything that is red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our microphone thing is red.
It is red. So...
And the room looks amazing with it in it.
I don't know. So it's a trend. I think you should try. Honestly, I'm not saying to like...
I guess it's also not a really big... It's not like you need to repaint your whole room and do this and this. It's kind of like you just need a red cushion and put it in, or a vase or whatever.
I think a red vase is actually a really good way to try it.
Yeah.
Because you can just put it on a console on a dining table, just a really bold red, or
and see
a
what
stripe,
you think.
or see what I think H&M Home actually do quite an affordable.
Yeah,
like,
I also always think if you can get a big enough one, so sometimes they're quite expensive, but somewhere like HomeSense is quite a good place to try. But like a candle,
that's
quite a big candle.
The neon one was good.
Yeah, you can get like one that's the vessel is coloured.
Yeah,
and then obviously you will light the candle and use it anyway because it's a candle.
Yeah,
but if you get to the end of it and you're like, oh, I quite liked having that red, then you can be like, okay, good, I know I like it. Whereas if you get to the end and you don't love it, you'll be like, oh, well, I used the candle and now I can just get rid of the candle.
Yeah, exactly. You can just recycle the vessel. I just Googled really quickly about the, I guess, like symbolism of red. And I know this is a really big thing. And I listened to a podcast recently talking about like color psychology, which I don't think is actually, obviously it's a real thing. Like, colors affect you, but I don't think it's like a technical,
as strong as you would think,
role or like job. I think it's just like, it's almost, I'm sure there have been a lot of studies and stuff, but I do think from what this person was saying, colour obviously affects each of us really differently.
Yeah, because some people might associate things differently.
Yeah, and I don't know if you'll follow her, you probably do, but if not, have a look on Instagram is it Emma's account, by Emma Diaz?
I think so, yeah.
And she's a friend of mine, and I've gone to a couple of colour workshops with Emma, and she's so great at talking about colour theory and finding the colours that like resonate with you.
Yeah.
And I always found it really interesting because my colours, I think a lot of people might think based on your personality, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't if you know me, if you watch along, but would think that I was maybe like a spring or summer, because I try quite hard for people to like me in like social settings. I always try and be like quite high energy with friends and stuff, but the colours that I was always drawn to were the like muddy, earthy ones. And Emma does a really interesting questionnaire where you kind of answer questions about like social situations, or like what food you prefer, what kind of evening is your dream evening, and then from that you kind of get assigned a palette. And
that's cool. And this is just for homeware.
This is just
not for like what you want to paint your walls. It's not for like fashion.
Because obviously like what looks good on your skin is very different to what's going on in your mind. But I thought that was really interesting. And she does a newsletter. I don't know if she still does it actually, but where she used to kind of analyze a different color and talk about like the meaning behind that color. And so if you love like yellow, you can kind of see why you might love it,
like
or
what it does. And
and also like you were saying, Mikey, there are so many different like varieties of any color. So like
I don't love bright red, but I do like muted red.
You would like probably like a Bordeaux,
or like a burgundy, or like kind of like a deep purpley red, or like, so it's kind of, that's why I was saying like, what do you think it needs to be? Because obviously I quite like those colors.
I think that's again is you can like write your own rules, and I've seen some people doing the like red theory on Instagram, doing it with like a burnt orange, because that's obviously still quite popular, but I don't think that has the same effect. I do think that's really nice, bright red, but that is like a muted color, and almost that what's unexpected about that is quite normal to put like,
is that why it's called the unexpected red theory?
I guess because it's like
it's unexpected in your home. I thought it was more like, it's so unexpected that red would make your home feel good.
You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know how I'm sure it is that, because it's like, it's not like give your home a red palette. It's like just put a thing something that's red, unexpectedly red in your home.
Because I actually saw quite a lot of like negativity on someone who did it, and they had such a nicely designed home. Like it was very interior design. They probably worked as a designer, but people were commenting like, this isn't an unexpected red theory because your doors they were like a lacquered red finish, like sprayed. Their ceiling was bright red, and then their walls were like a pink color.
So they just more had like a red color palette.
They had like a very red warm palette, so it worked. Whereas say like our house, which is
absolutely no red,
really neutral, and like linens and mushroomy colors, browns, red is quite a standout color that doesn't work. So I guess it
interesting. I didn't actually get to see the
cushion and
the stuff out, so when you put it out
I'll have a little look.
I'll have a judgment day.
I'll have a proper judgment. But I've just looked at the colour theory of red anyway, like whilst talking about red, and okay, why don't you guess, what do you think red like symbolises?
Passion.
That's one of the words.
Anger.
Yeah, anger.
Strong.
Strength, yeah.
Is that more?
There's a couple more.
Love. That kind of comes under passion.
Yeah. I would say there's one that kind of goes like, maybe is why this theory is so popular in design.
Ooh.
Which is, I would say, should I just say?
I don't know.
Confidence.
Oh.
Which I think is maybe why that theory actually works, because if
red is quite a confident colour.
If red symbolises confidence and you're using it in a scheme, people would look at that and be like, wow, you're brave. A
confident choice.
Yeah, you've done that with some conviction, which obviously clearly you know what you're doing. You said that with quite some confidence.
You said that with some determination.
Yeah. What's the Cheryl and...
What was her name?
Is it Misha Bit?
No, it was like Wendy. No, not Wendy. I can see
it's
her.
An old X Factor clip.
Whenever you're ready.
Whenever you're ready. Yeah, so I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah,
and obviously
interesting.
There are a lot of other colours that mean different things. We should actually try and have a conversation with like a colour.
Yeah.
Maybe we should speak to Emma and see if she can come on and talk all about colour. Emma, do you want to come on our podcast and talk about colour? What's that? Let us know if that's something you'd like to... If you'd like to hear a conversation with Emma all about colour, and maybe she could like analyse you and see what colours you are like on the podcast, which would be really interesting. Maybe let's do that.
Yeah, that would be fun. You could talk to her about colour while I do
your little quiz.
My quiz, and then I could give it to her and see what my colours are.
Yeah, and we can just grill her a bit. And if you have any burning question, I mean, I haven't even asked her. She might not.
Yeah, we're like, so Emma's coming on next week.
I think she will. We are good friends. I really like her.
She's not too far from us.
No, she's only like 45 minutes an hour. So yeah, that would be good. So we can do that. But I think that's pretty much all we wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to do with the new kind of, it's not a new series, but coming back after a break, is to just talk about one thing at a time. I think where we were getting a bit like, we're talking about all of these different things. Yeah. And we were still trying to keep it within a topic, but I think if we just talk about one thing at a time, I think like what you said earlier, it'd be really interesting to talk about designing your home for you. Yeah. But that should be a new episode, whereas we would have used to have been like, well, let's just talk about that for 10 minutes, then it all gets a bit higgledy-piggledy. It got a bit messy. So if there's any topics in particular you want us to cover, then
please just let us know, either comment or message on Instagram or something, and we can like dive deeper into that topic, which I think will be good. But yeah, if you enjoyed listening, please do
like, comment, subscribe. No, that's YouTube.
Well, we still do one.
Rate
us. Yeah, please rate
wherever
us.
You're listening, please give us a rating.
Yeah,
I think normally I know they do it on Spotify, I don't know about Apple, but there's normally a question where it's like, did you enjoy this episode? So if you've got any tips or any questions you want us to talk about or anything like that, put it there, because I think that's probably the easiest place for us to find it. And
that's it really.
Tune back in next week for another one.
Thanks for listening.
Thank
to
you.
Me and Design.
And thanks for watching.